Why the past matters. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Years ago, I remember being told that being a student was my job, going to college was my occupation, and learning was my craft. Even further back, I was encouraged to learn all I could. Nowadays, I continue that practice. Life is enriched by learning more about all we can. I even started the livestream part of my career to pursue further learning. Make better video games and write better stories, I need to experience more video games and stories. To that end, studying history is a major aspect of my career. To put it plainly, studying the history of all my crafts is vital. Learning about history, no matter how old or recent, is a vital part of life. While it is important to learn current techniques and practices, we gain even more from learning the history of those techniques. By understanding not just how to do something, but why we do it and where it comes from makes us better at the skills we want to hone. But of all the important aspects we can learn, learning what doesn't work is exceptionally helpful. To illustrate how history can inform improvement from what doesn't work, let us use a real-world example and a video game example. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge was a suspension bridge located in the state of Washington between Tacoma and the Kitsap Peninsula. It was the third longest suspension bridge by main span in the world, originally constructed in 1938. This version of the bridge would collapse spectacularly in 1940 due to high winds that caused the deck, the part you drive on, to oscillate in growing amplitude until it ripped itself apart. This event became a literal textbook example in physics for mechanical resonance, and led to bridge designs to be tested in wind tunnels in order to safeguard against such failures again. From this historical example, the field of civil engineering and architecture was greatly helped along, and we now have a great piece to study in regards to civil construction. In video games, I can use another bridge building game to show immediate results. Poly Bridge 2. This game revolves around the player having to build a bridge between 2 points, having to use simplified physics and a budget in order to create a functional path from beginning to end. When your bridge fails, you can see the immediate failure and where it happens directly. By applying the history of your own failures, you can improve the design in order to create a working bridge. Studying the past can run from 5 minutes to 500 years ago. Studying what has already happened is vital to the innovation of what will be done. In the video game world, there are a few genres that benefit from the constant evolution of technique, like fighting games. Fighting games, in essence, are martial arts made extravagantly faster. Learning how to control space, how to approach and evade an opponent, all skills that are needed in both real martial arts and in fighting games. By watching recorded matches, we can pull new ideas and understand old techniques. Many players who seek the heights of skill watch old footage of tournament matches. EVO is one of the grandest gaming tournaments currently running, and some of the finest players gain knowledge by examining past tournaments and engaging in this form of learning. In these sorts of games, one can also acquire new knowledge by playing the older titles. The archaic forms of the classic Mortal Kombat and Tekken games are still a wellspring of knowledge on how to control space with limited options. Movesets were far less expansive in the arcade days. But by learning and understanding these early forms, we can better grasp the fast and well-polished battlefields of today. On a personal note, I myself went to an arcade back in 2015 to play Street Fighter II in order to learn how to play as Ryu for his upcoming release as a character in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. I am still not exceptional at the old fighting game, and my technique is rather rudimentary, but by practicing the paces of this game, understanding the precision needed to land attacks and combos, I grew as a player and a person by expanding my understanding of gaming. I still hold that experience close to my heart, as it was one of the formative experiences that led me to becoming a more advanced player of the genre. The past can be hard to grasp, especially when presented in a dry or boring fashion. But give the world of before a life through passion. Give it a tangible and engaging form to hold. Suddenly, learning is the finest aspect of life itself. Learning, at the end of the day, is the finest and simplest way to improve the self, and in all ways. You become wiser with experience, smarter with knowledge, stronger with form and repetition, and tempered with understanding. Study of that which interests and engages us, elevates and ennobles us, and that makes stronger all our pursuits. People made better by their own passion are stronger, and better people make more exceptional things. Potent stories, evocative music, excellent games, all made finer by excellent people. Learn all you can, for your own sake, if for no one else's. That's a short chapter, I'm not gonna lie. That is a short one. It's like brief. It's a couple pages. Just 4 pages of me trying to explain why the past matters. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of this one. This one's short, sweet, and to the point. I appreciate that. And there weren't many issues. I think I poke fun at myself because it's like, okay, well, I can laugh at my mistakes, but also it makes it stick more. I think editing is the death of a book, though. If you're sitting there so worried about ironing out every single little mistake or perceived mistake, you don't get a physical book in your hands, which I do. I have this book in my hands. I am reading it physically when I'm reading these audiobooks. And I like that. I think it's okay that this book is flawed. It doesn't feel like other philosophy books where it feels like somebody sat there agonizing for 20 years to make one book, whereas this was 4 months. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, speed isn't everything. I think by the time I reach 20 years of my career, I'll probably be able to pump out something of far greater caliber in the same amount of time because I practiced. Thank you for watching and for listening, if that's your go-to. And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, comment, tell me how I can improve things, tell me what kind of works you're looking for, and maybe one day I'll be able to get around to it. Of course, you can get the book at the link in the description, and I have a couple other links down there if you want to check out my other works. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.